Hi guys, yeah, so welcome to another YouTube video from Climber, and today I'll be talking about, do you have a portfolio or is it just vibes? So if this is the first time you're watching Climber's YouTube video, I would want you to do something. I want you to subscribe and turn on post notification. If you are in the tech or in the creative industry, definitely there are lots of values, information that you would get to learn from this YouTube channel. So last week on Twitter Space, I hosted for like the past 2 weeks. We've been hosting a couple of people in the tech and in the creative industry, where we talk about different things that can help people grow in the tech and in the creative industry. So the first person we hosted in the first Twitter space we held, Badass Gen Zs and Millionaires in Tech, Peter Rock, mentioned something about having a portfolio, because we're talking about remote job cheat code, and we got to discuss around the fact that a lot of people going into the tech industry spend a couple of years in the tech industry, in the creative industry, do not hold to priority they did not take cognizance of the fact that having a portfolio is very, very important. Probably you got into the tech industry through a friend, and luckily enough for you, you've been getting projects and you've been probably surviving. To get to that phase where you want to earn the big money, you must prioritize having a portfolio. So Peter Rock said something. He said, if you are a newbie or you don't have like a vast experience of work, because what a portfolio simply means, a portfolio is like just a database of um, showing your work, showing the credibility of your experience. So if you do not have like the money to build a portfolio, he talked about the fact that you can actually use like the free portfolio website which he mentioned. He mentioned Disha.page, he mentioned Curious.page, so you can go check out those platforms, or you can actually build your own portfolio website yourself on Wix.com, on WordPress, like if you know how to code or you know how to use no code tools or templates, you can build your own portfolio website. But ensure that you have a portfolio. The reason why this video is being made is a lot of people are living on vibes, and I got to realize this because what we do at Climber here, if you check, we're a company in the education and the media industry. What we do at Climber here is we help um, people grow in their career in the tech and creative industry. At the same time, we connect writers to remote jobs outside Nigeria, in the US, Canada, and the likes. And we discover that a vast majority of these Gen Zs and millennials do not have portfolios. And it's terrible. So they're living on vibes with the fact that, well, I've probably written one article I have somewhere. Someone reached out to me last week or last 2 weeks. She wanted to get a job. She wanted us to get a job for her through Climber. And I asked, okay, what about your portfolio? She was like, well, I've written for this company some time ago, but I don't know where my articles are on their page. Let me quickly go and check. That was what she said. Let me quickly go and check. Then she came back and was like, I can't find I can't find my articles on the page again. It doesn't make sense. So having a portfolio means whether you're doing your project for, you're being paid to be a full-time or part-time worker, if you really want to advance, you need to like step up your game with ensuring that you keep an archive, like a database of all the work you've done. It could even be on a Google Drive. I encourage people that probably you don't really have so much of time to build a portfolio, then you can actually just put everything on a Google Drive. Sometimes Google Drive are not aesthetic, they're not beautiful, but well, that can be a start. But I would encourage that you build one. So the second episode of Break Badass Gen Zs and Millennials in Tech, we had to talk. I had a conversation with Kolawole Adebayo, and he also made a lot of talks around different portfolio for writers, because he's a writer. He talked about using card.io. He made mention of the fact that he made it elaborate why a portfolio has been of advantage to him being a writer. In summary, what he said was that um, you want recruiters, you want people to give you projects, you want them to give you contracts. You need to prove to them that you are qualified for the job. You need to prove to them that whatever role you want them to get you into, you have the necessary experience, you have the necessary capabilities, and there is no way you can prove that if they don't get to see the previous projects that you've done. Excuse me. You don't have to like do numerous amount of projects. Like a portfolio is not your resume or your CV. Your resume or your CV states what you've done. Okay, I've worked in this like, let me give a writing for example. You can say I've worked in this company, like in your resume or your CV. Like I've worked in this company as a marketing director. I've written 100 articles. I've done this and that. Fine, it's good, it's beautiful. But next they'll ask you is, where is your portfolio? They're definitely going to ask that question. Where is your portfolio? So you need to be able to showcase so if you really don't have any proof of work, then you're not ready to get anything. And if you want to ask me, how do you begin your journey when you don't have a portfolio? You probably have not really gotten too deep into your particular field. Start with free work. Now people might tell you that free work is not good, but this time around it is a means to an end. It's a means to ensuring that you have a portfolio. I do give advice to writers a lot because I'm a writer, and I tell them, if you want people, if you want to write in an industry and you're looking to get paid in an industry, start by writing for free. Go to join communities on Slack, on Telegram, on Discord, on different platforms. Then look for their channels, look for guest blog, reach out to them, tell them that you're going to guest blog for their platform. Guest blogging, it's free. So when they give you like, oh yeah, it's fine, it's a brilliant idea, I want you to guest blog for us. Okay, now it's good. Make sure it's in line with the industry like you want to write for. And I'm not saying this just to writers alone. I'm saying this like to everybody generally. Like depending on whatever industry you're doing or whatever skill you're doing, you can actually work for free, do internship, but ensure that you do at least excuse me, ensure that you do at least a good number of projects. I might not like want to list to you the number of projects you need to do to ensure that your work is solid, but you need to have at least a good number of projects that you've done in order to prove that your work is solid. So if you're listening to this, have you asked yourself, do you have a portfolio or it's just vibes? What I mean by just vibes is I'm good. So they rejected me, but they don't know that I am good. I've been in those shows before. I'm like, yeah, they don't know that I am good. It's in your mind, it's in your head. Probably you've written something before, or you don't have like a reference to the fact that you're good. So it's vibes. So I think Kolawole Samuel to also mentioned, like he had to also explain that portfolio is one of the reasons why people lose a lot of jobs, and I can attest to that too. When people reach out to you, if your portfolio is not convincing enough, you might not get the job you want. They have a particular taste. And how do you like ensure your portfolio is good enough? Most times than not, you have to like be within the community, like within that your industry, so that when they post a job offer and you see the requirement, go through it, run through it, look at every other thing they need there, ensure you have it in your portfolio. If you do not have everything, learn the necessary ones to ensure that you include it into it. Or pray. But ensure that it is not just vibes that you're using to apply. So like I said, do not just leave your if you're going your test kit, do not just live on vibes. Ensure that you have like a very, very good portfolio. And I would say, like I said earlier, there's so much more videos to make from this channel. If you're in the tech and in the creative industry, there are so many other people that will be hosting. We host Twitter Spaces every week on Twitter. Climbers official Twitter account. Just go to official Climber official, then CILMBR. The Climber is like Climber but without the E. So you can follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram. We have Twitter Space every week, and we have like a host of professionals that will be inviting to come talk, that will help you grow in your career in the tech and in the creative industry. Auxiliary skills, yes. So then you can actually watch other videos that we've made. If you have any questions, you can drop it in the comment section. It will definitely be read and acknowledged and probably made into other video content. So yeah, if you don't have a portfolio now, I would advise that, like I earlier suggested, you can try dishout.page if you want to build for free. Dishout your page, careers.page, Google Drive, save on your Google Drive. I might also want to drop some other portfolios in the description if I'm able to lay my hands on them, that you can actually build for free. And if you cannot, if you really want to get a sophisticated one with good templates, try WordPress. There are templates on WordPress for portfolios. That means you will like probably have your own domain. I bought my domain from Ugohost. Was it Ugohost or Namecheap? You can buy your domain from Ugohost, you can buy from Namecheap, you can buy from GoDaddy. I bought mine from Ugohost. I hosted it very, very cheap with my name and my surname as like the domain name, and then built it on. I paid someone to build it for me on WordPress. So you can pay somebody, you can try to build it your own self, but ensure that you have a portfolio that describes everything you're doing, your experiences, showcases your work. Like you do the linking to all the things you've written on Medium or where you've done your previous projects and the likes. It's gonna convince recruiters that you are the best fit for the job. So also I think I'm going to also make a video on how to get access to recruiters when others are struggling to find them. So like I said, you have to turn on post notifications so that when the next video is made, you will be able to watch it. So till then, I'm Ajayi Joel, and keep grinding.